Yeah, bro. But the signal in the gym, everything else went pretty good. So, truth be told, and we just sent them things back off on the other day. Check. Just sent them things off the other day. Going back to wherever they came from. So that was a suggestion, man. Say that was your most competitive ball since when? Since the tournament the other weekend? Yeah, last month. We was on the winning team?
Now we've actually lost the crazy thing is it was an alumni tournament I was there.
Hey, wow. Stay with the podcast.
I don't even want to say that on the podcast.
Oh, okay. I don't want to take none of that content.
I don't even think I was comfortable with, but the last alumni tournament we went to was Peabody team. I was playing with Peabody, and I didn't go to Peabody. I went to one go to Peabody. Never was in my thoughts, but they had me with somebody, so I ended up playing with them. We ended up losing the championship.
As an alumni, we appreciate you, but I don't care either. All your kinfolk is in the monkeys are all we count. After something happens, you turn around and you say, send me that.
You the crossover. So look, I'm up there in the second story. Bro, as soon as that crossover happened, that nigga Monk say, hey man, no, Monk, send me that shit right there. I said, man, hey, go to the podcast, bro, go to YouTube, man, it's up there. And bro, that nigga Monk said, man, I'm tired, bro. I feel like I just got to hoop. Man, my legs hurt, nigga. That nigga had me cry all the way out the door, bro.
Tripping walking out the door. That nigga said, I'm too old for this shit. That nigga said, my body hurt like I just finished hooping thing. I eat bad, don't sleep, smoke that shit. I feel like I just finished playing ball. Bro, that shit was funny. We can both rise out there like that? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Crazy. And man, all of them, man. Both of them. Not them old babies. Oh, no. Yeah. Niggas running on the court. You know what I'm saying? But no, I think getting back to what you were saying before we officially start, I'm the same. Like, I felt some type of way seeing you in that green. I was like, yeah, it don't even look right.
And I think you made a highlight tape there.
It's never going to see the light of day. Leave that in the wheel, huh? Yeah. that mic over there, that one for you. And both you good up here? Yeah, you don't want that. Oh, TJ got these promos on? Yep. Alright. Will we get anything else on? Should we get anything else on?
No, I'm gonna go to your two last.
Come on, tell me something.
No, we up.
We as close to the NFL season as we are. I'm glad we get more basketball talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
last little bit.
Yeah, this will be it until
I like football more than basketball. I never played football. I just like watching it. College football, really.
Yeah. College football is the way. You know what I'm saying? I definitely put you on that. All right. Almost done. Hall of Fame game next week. That's the first game on the season? It's actually next Tuesday. The 31st? Never the 31st. All right, welcome back to another episode of Deep Perspective Podcast. I'm your host, Marty Lee. Over here directly to my right, my dog Kevin in the building. Kevin, what it do?
What up, fam?
How you living, bro?
I'm coolin', brother.
I know that's right. Long weekend we had.
Yes, sir.
Very long weekend. Very long weekend.
We out there.
Damn right. Definitely Bug, Lucky 7, he's in the building, all three right here.
Hey, man. What's good, man? Look, bro. Yeah, I'm tired, cuz. I ain't even hold you. I'm tired.
And welcome back the Harts family to the studio.
Yeah.
Back in the studio here after a long 2 weeks Oh my God.
World tour celebrating his 40th birthday.
Hey, man.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot. And all the way down there in the front, the best intern on planet Earth.
Yeah.
In the building.
Yeah.
Right. And we have a special guest here tonight, Tim. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, definitely, man. So I just want to welcome to the studio my dog, the person that put this alumni, the Cenla Alumni tournament together. My dog, Tay. Welcome to the building, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So we definitely have a lot of things to get into. Multitude of things to get into today. First and most importantly, thank you for rolling up there. You know what I'm saying? To come work with us. You know what I'm saying? I guess we'll just start it off with some of the alumni out there. First of all, how did you feel like the weekend went?
And I felt like it went great. Honestly, I didn't expect many people, and the thing really wasn't to, get a lot of people. It really just, just start some off that we haven't even seen yet. Just a lot of guys, a lot of my friends, and we hoop all the time. But I just had this thought one day, just even going to the tournament that we went to last month. I was like, we got to do something. We got to do something not only to us to be together and hoop again, but to bring everybody together. So we got a lot of people in Alexandria that like basketball. So you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I think this would be perfect, but I gotta get everything in order. Like, you gotta get you gotta get insurance, you gotta get all these things. So it ain't just boom, it just happens. You gotta do it. People don't even understand the groundwork that it takes to even get to the basketball part. So you gotta get all those things in line before we just jump into it. Me and Dan Kuki, by the way, Dan Kuki helped me a lot. So shout out to Dan, you made it happen. But man, people show love. They show real love. Love that I didn't expect. From just coming to the game, social media, all things. The news came in. Did a little coverage. So man, that just shows a lot. That shows how much basketball means to the community. That shows that people really care. That shows that all these guys, probably just like me. My first time coming out the house this Sunday night. I'm 30 years old. So man. It took a lot out of me, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every single second of it. And I'd do it again if I could.
Definitely. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, all right, Tay. So, speaking on that, like, let's go back to you personally. Like, so, what are some of your most, I always ask me, you, Marty, Fade, say you was
No, you would do
Peabody. Mom was an ass. So, what was some of your like fondest memories while you was at ass in school as a student?
As a student, I would say, man, the craziest thing is, I grew up in Palmville. So I'm a Palmville guy. I went there kindergarten through 8th grade. And just boom, like, just a whole different environment. I probably knew 5 people at the school. The craziest thing was just having to just start over and meet new friends. I'm not saying my friends in Palmville, but these are guys that I'm around every day. These are guys that I'm playing basketball with. So, I just had to meet a whole new group of guys. And then the previous year in junior high, like, we beat that team by like 40. I'm like, whoa.
I was there. I saw it. I was there.
These kids, these kids are these guys that I'm going to be playing with. Like, you just beat them by 40. But I'm going to be playing with them now, so we got to figure it out. Not only that, but like Sean Washington was at Palm Virginia. We came together. And that was my running mate from 9th grade to 12th grade. Exceptional athlete. Exceptional athlete. He came in to play football after high school. So that kind of shows that like he was really like that. But with him, that helped me a lot. That helped me be comfortable. And that helped me just be who I am. So I got to meet a lot of friends. And we both came in together, starting as a freshman. Like, we both were freshmen starting varsity. So, we had some big shoes to fill with Dante came in that group. That was a really big group that was leading that year. So it was kind of tough. But I say my best memories, just the experience of just bringing people to the games and putting Ash on the map. And '09 did put Ash on the map, but in like a flow of how can we continue this legacy? How can we carry it on for the ones after us to still be relevant? So I think the most important and the best thing about it was just to keep Ash relevant. I know, Peabody's good at basketball. Not taking anything from him, but we wanted to build our own thing, we wanted to have our own thing. So that was kind of part. I think that was my favorite part of it. Was just you know, react to playoffs as a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Groom the other guys that were under me, just like JD that played with this weekend, number three. He was two grades up to me, so I had to groom him a little bit, got to help him to where when he got, once I left and he was a junior and he got the torch, he, you know what I'm saying, he was helping, he did a good job at it. So I say my favorite thing was just being a leader, just leading and just learning all the things I learned from Coach Tinsley as well. You know, some life stuff that he taught me more so on the, you know, how to be a leader, not necessarily basketball, which I mean that was evident the basketball part, but the other stuff that you see about being a young man, what's the things I got to do, discipline, hard work, you know, all those things he taught me. So that helped me along the way as well.
Damn right. Speaking of Coach T, you know what I'm saying? It was a bit of a transition for us, for Tevin and myself, you know what I'm saying, whenever Coach T came over, because you talk about the '09 class, and that was Coach Perkins last year. And I know that Coach Perkins was a fan favorite, you know, not even a fan favorite, but a player favorite, you know what I'm saying, for sure. I'm not sure if Tevin will say what I'll say. I was a bit upset when Coach Perkins left, but I understood because there was a lot of things going on in the administration. You probably don't know, I'm not going to speak on it, but, you know, things happen. And whenever Coach Tinsley came over, like, and whenever you found out and you were like, did it kind of change how you looked at the program, or were you expecting? Did you know about the coaching change happening, or anything?
Now the crazy thing is, yeah, I had a relationship with Coach Perkins already. That was the reason I came to ask. My grandfather, my grandfather's brother who passed away a couple of years ago, Coach Perkins was his neighbor. So, you know, family functions, we go over there, and, you know, I see Coach Perkins, so, you know what I'm saying, we talking, you know. And then me and my grandfather, you know, we sat down and we talked, and it was like, you know, I think I'm going to go to Ash, I think this will be the best option for you. Because in reality, Tomville actually had a point guard already. Sean Johnson, they call him Duty, really good player. You know, just after my 8th grade year, so my 7th grade year, I was okay basketball. But my 8th grade year, that's when I really took that step up, and I was like, man, like, I want to do my own thing. You know, I feel like I'm good enough to where I can, you know what I'm saying, I can branch off and do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of the case. And, you know, I got in there the first month. Coach Perkins was there from like the end of May to about the middle of June. So, you know, we working, we hitting the bleachers, you know what I'm saying, we're doing the pyramids, and then,
it's trauma.
Flashback.
Flashback. And the crazy thing is, he out there doing it with us. It ain't like you just watching, telling you going to whistle like, hey, you need to know. He out there running with you. He out there doing everything, lifting with you, everything. So, I never forget some of these games. Coach Perkins was there. So we playing Peabody and Markel Brown there, but Alumni still there. And we lose like the summer league games, like the second or third one. We lose like 52-9. So that was the point. I was like coach was like, you see what this is? Then these young bucks gonna get here, and it's gonna be a real, you know, it's gonna be a little change, a little structure in here. So that happened in about a week later. The first night of the game, like what? Came here, I opened it over here to come play him. Now he's not gonna be here no more. So you know, it was tough. It was like, man, like I don't know what to do. Cause like we didn't have a coach for about 2 weeks. So I'm waiting, I'm thinking, Peabody, I don't know. You know, because I don't want to go somewhere where I didn't even know what's going on. I had a relationship with him already, so hard thing to do. Now, I wasn't going to take the time, but I was pushing. Right. I didn't want to go back. So,
once you leave that river, once you cross the river, it's over.
Yeah. So I was like, you know, Coach Henry ends up coming in from Nelson or whatever. You know, my grandpa, you know, stick it out, see how you feel about it, and then, you know, after that, then we can figure something out. But, I mean, it all worked out for the best, you know, for the most part. It all worked out for the best. So, I mean, I don't regret it. And if I could do it again, I definitely would make the same decision. But definitely with Coach Perkins, and, you know, we still had a relationship, even, you know, as a player, going out the house, we still talk, especially when I started coaching. Like, we got the best relationship where we talked all the time. You know, anything I needed to call him, he answered, you know, and he always came through for me. So, it definitely did hurt. You know, and I always think, like, what if? But, you know, at the same time, I think what happened for a reason. So, you know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, most definitely. It's like, and how you say the '09 class, because '09 was even the D class. It was Hey, Carl, Dee, Troy, Hill, N.I.L, those are the six that's just off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? That just left. Then you rolled over into 10, Kevin's class, who was Kevin, Doc, George, Harlan, Ron, Will, Dez. You know what I'm saying? That's another 8. You know what I'm saying? Then 11 was in my class. And truth be told, at that point, it was just me, Chris, and I think Alvin was in that. That would have been it. You know, Devin Green. Yeah, Devin Green. Yeah, Devin Green. Yeah, Big Devin. I forgot about Devin. You know what I'm saying? I forgot about Devin. But yeah, that pretty much would have been it. But you roll over into the pretty much your freshman year was the 10 senior year. You walk in averaging 20. What yeah,
Walk in averaging 20. All right.
So Coach Tinsley pretty much gave you and Dr. Ball rolled it out to you, and what was it like to just get the ball from that point going?
I developed this extreme confidence. Like, you know, Doc helped too. Like, he was a senior leader. You know, they say like, man, you can't shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Do this, do that, and I'm like, all right, I got you. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, man, I'm 14 years old. I'm 5'4" right now. I'm 120. I ain't got no muscle yet. I'm like, man, he's doing 6'3", 6'5", 6'7". You know what I'm saying? But they just develop that confidence, and Coach C was giving me, you know, that confidence every day. Like, hey, don't worry about it. Just play your game and be the person you are. It works. And I think people discredit the fact of working to get better. Like, people don't understand, like, hey, you got to do all these things to get better. I wanted to play ball in college, so whatever I need to do, I'll do it. You know, so as a freshman, it was tough because, you know, at the same time, like, I'm fresh out of junior high. Like, my 8th grade year was the first year that I really started peaking. Like, 7th grade, 6th grade, 5th grade, I was okay. 7th grade, I wasn't even playing 8th grade much. I mean, sometimes, and then, you know, like, put me right back out the game, you know, and I'm like, I can do this. Like, why I can't play? You know, but that 7th grade, something, once 8th grade, I worked, man. Like, that was the pinnacle of my basketball career. Once the 7th grade to 8th grade. My junior high coach, which was rare, a guy named Richie Johnson from Northville. Like, my kids don't just go work out like 3-4 times a week. We got in the gym. He had dropped from Northville every day. Got in the gym 3-4 times a week. He worked. And that's kind of where it kind of took off for him. I don't know if I even would have been the player I was if it wasn't for that from him. But it was tough. And then once I got my feet wet and I realized, like, it's really not that bad and it's really easy if you do the game the right way, it kind of took off from there. You know, I remember the first time I played Peabody. Crazy thing is, like, I had 23 points, so my freshman year. And we were winning at halftime. So just think about this. You're a freshman, 23 points, you up at halftime against Markel Brown. Ain't no argument. He's the best basketball player from Alexandria ever. So, like, you thinking of that, and you're like, man, like, really? Is this true? You know, and I think that game was a turning point for us. You know, so that was definitely a big game, a big moment. We ended up losing the game, like, they went 41-0. We didn't win, but you know, that was definitely a nice win, sure. Because you got to think about it, actually, Peabody.
Yeah, every legendary rivalry.
That was a turning point right there.
Right. We split that time after 09. I think we probably should have beat Peabody in 09 with their team. I feel like they were more talented than the Peabody team. You know, yeah, but they lost for them. So that kind of started the whole little thing where Ash and Peabody, okay, it's getting closer, and then 2010 you come in, it's kind of like a restart. But it was like, hold on, though, them young dudes they got, them boys the hoop. So we ain't gonna discredit what y'all did during y'all time, especially like them 4 years. How many times I got to the playoffs? Every year? Every year to the playoffs. Like you said, you was 14, so you were smaller than me. And you was farther than point guard. So I think I saw, did y'all, one of them years I feel like y'all played a team in Baton Rouge. Was it in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Was it a Strummer?
Crazy.
Bruh, I was there. That game,
Dirty eye.
bruh, that game was crazy. We had people betting on the game. Kids betting on the game. What kids were betting on the game? I'm like, oh, this is wild. Like, that environment was crazy. But just think about like some of them playoff experiences you had, because y'all came real close to getting to the Dogs. So just talk about the playoff run with y'all.
I say that sophomore year playoff run, that was crazy. So trying to get the Strummer there, and I don't know how they were 11 seed because they were better than what they were. So I don't know if they like had guys that and they was able to midterms or
football players.
Man, they were like 6'3" and higher. Nobody was under 6'3" on their lineup. So I mean, they come out, they up 20. They up 20. So, you know, like, how can we get back in this game? I mean, I swear, I probably for third and second half.
Last time.
Talking about hit everything, following the student section, hitting foul, hitting threes. Man, I don't know if it was on my side that night, but man, we ended up bumping down 20 to like time of the game was. You know, and then something happened at the end, and we lost like 3 or 5 points. And after that game that night, we got a phone call from a coach in Baton Rouge, named N.I.L. He called me, like, I coach at the game. Well, he was actually going to another game in Shreveport, but his kid, like, he had like a 1-year-old or something, and he couldn't make it to that game to go watch his other kids from Baton Rouge. So the other kids from Strummer, which is in Baton Rouge, they played us. So he was like, man, I can't make it to Shreveport. I got something at the game, so I just watch them play. So he ended up watching them play, and then he found me.
Right.
He got in touch with my grandparents, and he called them, and that's another point that changed my basketball career. Kind of sheltered me in. So the crazy thing is, June we play high school ball. July, I pack my bag. June 30th, hey, I'm gone. To July 30th, I'm gone. I'm going to Baton Rouge. We stay at his place. We get up every morning. We work out 2 times a day. And that was the real grind. That was the first time I really was like, man, I'm used to being at home. I go work out 2 times a week. You know, it wasn't really nobody here to really just, you know, it wasn't really trainers.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
They got guys that work you out. You know, you got trainers for like back then. It wasn't nothing. You just going through the ball. Go get stronger. But that changed me. And then when I went out there, I got on like a national circuit, like we on the Reebok circuit. So we got on the national, like playing all the top recruits in your class. That be the circuit always. So that was definitely another changing point. And just off that playoff game. If you had with Shreveport, it wouldn't even been a thing. I would never know. But you know, that happened, and I guess that happened for a reason, and that game was just magical. That's probably crazy doing my everything for it.
It's crazy in that jump.
Right? Yeah. Wow.
It's crazy in that jump. I'm gonna let TJ jump in here in a second because I know I saw y'all. I think that was your freshman year when y'all played STM in the playoffs down. Was that STM that y'all played your freshman year?
We played my junior year, my freshman year. We had to go to N.I.L.
Yeah, because I know me and Chris, we pulled up over there, and it was the game y'all played STM down there. That was in the playoffs, so that was
yeah, it was 12.
Yeah, it was 12. Yeah. And then we saw then me and Chris walked out of there. We was like, they gonna be all right. Like they gonna be better than good.
That year that you talking about 12, Sean Washington was out. So he didn't play one game. He broke his wrist in football. You know, some guys like, you know, it's crazy. Like guys you would never even think to step up, like, you know, like Joey McCord, guys that came. We got stepped up. You know, even when, you know, stuff was tough. We still made it to the second round, man, and the guys they just believe, like they rallied behind me, like, hey, like, we got you, you know. So them guys stepped in there, the seniors, by the way. So Dylan Brewer, by the way, him too. You know, they all stepped up there, you know, we got you.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna let TJ and Mark jump in. But I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna speak to Stephen here. When Deerfield niggas got your back. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, TJ.
That was so proud of him, but you spoke about a couple of different moments that were like, going into like your senior year, like that
summer going into that? What was that? What was your mental like getting prepared to go your final high school year, knowing exactly who you are at this point and what it is this way?
In the state championship. That was my only goal. And it was clear, like, that whole summer, it was really rare. We lost one game. We beat about 40, we beat everybody. Only team we didn't beat was Southland Chip that summer, which they had 2-6-10, none of them went to the NBA. And then one of them played at Southern, and one of us played at Southern. Another guy played D1, so they had 4 D1 guys on their team. They ended like 9 points. It was just like, I don't even know. Me and Sean been playing for 4 years. A couple guys chipped in and played the last 3 years. So like, this is it. If there ain't no other year, this is it. Peabody had lost Pump, Josh P. Roy, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's only the state championship. That's the only thing. I already knew, like, I had got my first scholarship offer within 11 grade year. Doing awesome. So I already knew kind of like I was going there. So me picking college wasn't even, I wasn't worried about that. I was just worried about, high school. You know what I'm saying?
Why was your last year, please?
Yeah, that was my last year.
Yeah.
That was, I think that was the best thing because I didn't want to have to deal with recruitment and trying to win and dealing with all these other things. High school you deal with girl problems and all that stuff. So I just wanted to hoop. And I say just win the championship, that was the only thing that was on my mind the whole year. We just redeemed it. Trying to make ourselves really kind of prove like we belong with all the other kids. That was just my main focus.
One, like, seriously, man, like, it's wild for me to look at you and to see the crazy potential that I've seen this past weekend. And to see you guys, who can see you guys play, like, y'all lit a spark in me. Like, I seriously looked there, like,
Before I get back out there.
no, I'm not getting back out there. I don't even know what that's
You sound like that's what you're going.
No, what I'm saying is it made me think about, like, bro, these guys out here, they're, 5-10 years out of high school, they have professional careers, they have working careers, and they still out there doing exactly what they want to do, exactly what they love, playing ball at a good level. I mean, still moving, still shaking, still run up and down the floor. I'm like, that's wild, bro. I mean, like, seriously, from my point of view, like, when I got out of high school and about to go to college, I was like, well, shit, I can still be in some kind of condition, some kind of shape. And I'm like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I make it when I make it do what it do. And I was just like, you see how the thinking process behind you guys, like, y'all keeping in shape, y'all make sure y'all still eating right, still doing like a lot of the things you need to do to play at a decent level. So I guess my question is, like, you said something about the pivotal time of you from high school to college. So the workout ethic of what you learned in high school and what you learned in college, how big of a gap is that? Like, so the workout plan from here to now and to keep it there.
So the crazy thing is from high school, it wasn't even close. For them to come out of high school, and don't get me wrong, like, high school kind of, I had my way pretty much, dominated at that level, all states, whatever the case may be. I got to college.
Ashes all the time.
Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. No,
do it. It's okay.
No, I'm saying this. I was just
game started.
I did my Google, so
probably got all of them.
I want you to be on, bro. I say, talk your shit, bro. I did my Googling, did my research. I see the facts. I see that. Talk your shit. Like, this is the point that I want this to happen, bro, because a lot of shit that when I first seen you, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So when I first started, it was like, okay, that boy can shoot. Oh, that boy can shoot. I told Marty, I said, hey, man, that boy can shoot his ass off right now. So I became more of a fan of you and to really give your flowers now. Because when I look back at Ash's alumni, when I look back at Ash's players that I consider was great ball players, not only in basketball, but in football. I talk to people when I tell them, like, hey, man, Ash had a cold guard back in the day, like, this and that. But when I tell them now, like, hey, I ain't seen a boy here to tape. Hey, son, y'all gotta check out the game. Like, go to YouTube, check it out. Like, my cousin used to text me, like, That was the shoe with the yellow shoes. I said, I'm telling you, boy, you ain't seen shit. Ain't looking.
But what he's saying, well, pretty much what he was saying is just like, what was the difference between like high school workouts and the college workouts?
Yeah, the crazy thing is high school. You got high school. You got a couple cats that can play. You got a couple cats that can't. You know, it's not really like a. It's like a big difference. Like it's like, okay, it's like me, and then it's like everybody else kind of on that middle level. I think at college, you know, and I'm like, man, like everybody just as good as me. First of all, everybody's bigger than me.
Right.
You know, that's right. You know, so I we didn't lift much in high school. But at college, like man, the first 2 weeks summer, so I graduate like May 20th. I report to college June 1st. So I ain't get no time to, you know, wind down and go with my friends. I went straight to school, summer school, get back in class, working out, waking up 6 in the morning, going 2 a day. You know what I'm saying? So the craziest thing is just the difference of like, how much more, like how much bulkier, bigger you gotta be. Like they heat me, they pump me. You know what I'm saying? How can I get stronger? And I kind of struggled with that my first year, just because of the fact that everybody on the same level. Ain't nobody this much better than somebody. Yeah. Like, nah, you were on a scholarship at a Division I basketball program. Everybody here is good.
Right.
So I think that was the most important thing at first. I struggled. That summer, I struggled with, you know, the physical contact part. I to shoot it. What else can I do? If they know I can shoot and they strong and people pushing out 3-pointers, can I make plays? Can I finish at the rim? Can I think the game? Can I read the game? Right. So all those things are pretty important. And on top of that, we had a lot of seniors and juniors. I'm gonna get to that later, but I have some struggling points in college when I first got even in the summer. I ain't make it to August. I'm already in trouble. So kind of a little incident where it kind of pushed me back a little bit, and you know, it was something like I almost got put out of school. So from I say the incident when it happened in July to like October of 20, I couldn't practice. I had to run every day. I had to do like 2 extra hours to study hard. You know, like man, like if I want to do this, but then like it was ingrained in me like I'm gonna work. I ain't never gonna stop me. I ain't gonna let this get to me. I ain't gonna let none of that happen. You know, eventually I got through it, and it kind of hurt at the beginning because I didn't play much. Like I played, and then like he played LSU home for like I played like 20 minutes. And he played UTEP, and I played like 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like I was still in that struggle. Michigan State was out for like 5 minutes. So kind of in that struggling point where I was like, you know, I gotta figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Like I know this happened, but now it's over. So what do I gotta do next? And one day it happened. I always just work hard, probably work harder than anybody in the gym. My teammates is out for me anyway. There was just one point during conference play. One of the older guys, the friends, had got hurt. It's my time. And I'm sorry he got hurt, but man,
it's just part of the game.
Hey, it's part of it.
Yeah.
And I went crazy. Like conference game, I hit I scored like 19 and 21 and 2 back-to-back games. Because like in conference, you go like if we go playing Texas, you got to play a Thursday and Saturday. Play again, stay again, play again. I had 19 and 21. And it was over after that. It was over, and then ever since then, like I started the next 3 years. So let's say I came off the bench, but I played there for a minute, and that was kind of the point where like coach was like, yeah, like you wanted to kind of took off from this, but that's a crazy story I never got to tell anybody. You know, my grandparents, my grandparents actually, they do everything. They're the reason.
Right.
They're the reason everything I ever, you know what I'm saying, got because of them. So, you know, shout out to Charlie Captain.
Shout out.
Everybody. You know, so, but man, just that was probably the biggest turning point in my life.
Yeah. So whenever you were talking about UNO was your only, well, UNO was your first offer, your junior year. What other schools were on the table that eventually came calling?
Well, the crazy thing is I didn't wait too much longer for them to offer. So like I had people talking to me. You know, Southeast was talking, Graham was talking, California State, Bakersfield. You know what I'm saying? People were talking, but I already knew where I wanted to go. Yeah, like coach.
That made it easy.
And I don't, you know how like a coach will call you on the phone and be like, hey, we offer you a scholarship. It wasn't like that. dude, the assistant coach came to my track meet. I was hurt. I was in the booth. You know, I was just running track just because.
Now we know exercise you running.
Just wanted to do something so I ain't have to go home. So I was just running track, man, and he just popped up. You know, I don't know how you look like. I mean, I really knew, but how you gonna find me in this crowd of 600 people?
Yeah.
I was telling you, off the scholarship. I thought they called you a phone. Nah. You're a pretty special dude, man. I wanted to come to them. So, shout out to Chris Arkenberg. He was the guy that did that later on. And then, like, the relationship we developed, like, me and the head coach is crazy. I've been on since 8th grade. So he was assistant in Northwestern, so, you know, 50 minutes up the road. Well, he already had kind of, you know, I've been on the radar a little bit before, you know, beforehand. So, and it just, the relationship that we developed, I didn't even have to think about it, like, it was like, you know, this is where I'm going. Right. This is the guy that I want to go play. This is the guy that believes in me when nobody else is. Why would I go anywhere?
Yeah, trade that bullshit.
Yeah.
So I was just about to ask, like, it seems like relationship is like a really big thing. We talked about it from Coach Bird to Coach T. Like, so where does that part come from? Like, what was it for? Is that some other things right there?
Most definitely. Man, my grandparents, they raised me hard, man. Like, it was, and, you know, sometimes as a kid, you think, like, man, I'm tripping. But every time I get a chance, I'll be like, man, you know, thank you. I get it. You know, I get it. And, it took me a while to do it. It took me to, like, middle of college to understand, like, hey, it was definitely different. Not like me.
Right.
It just wanted me to, they wanted to raise me the right way.
Yeah.
You know, so I was the first one in the house that went to college. Well, not say college, graduated college. You know, I got 3 other uncles that stayed in the house with us. I had an auntie that stayed in the house with us, so I was the youngest out of all of them. My first one to finish college, so I was the last one out the house too. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you got to be the one.
Yeah. That's a lot of pressure too.
Yeah. You know, I've been dealing with pressure all my life, so you know, I made that happen. First time I went her when I graduated, my grandparents, so putting extra money in my pocket. You know, all those things. I can't even get into it. There's so many things that I can sit here and talk about, but it would be just a fun fight.
Just great parents being great parents, bro.
Yeah, great parents being great parents.
So other parts of the UNO career, you know what I'm saying, y'all won Sun Belt one year, you know what I'm saying, and I just wanted to know, you didn't have to do UNO like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, that's where I ended up going with, you know, the tournaments ended up being down in the city like a year, right? Sun Belt tournament?
No, well, actually, we had moved to the Southland. So we was in the Sun Belt at first, when I got there, we moved to the Southland. So it was in Houston.
And so whenever, just like, talk about that tournament run, too, in order to bring home the conference championship.
It was crazy because the first year, my freshman year, when I had that late start, I had about 8 points. You know, 8 points is cool. Next year it's gonna be a good year. I'm ready. The next year it went up to about 12 points a game. You know, and I didn't start the first 3 games. Something had happened. I didn't get in trouble with nothing. But we had like 2 transfers coming in older than me. You know, like these guys just like me. But at some point he was like, nah, I gotta get back in. Like, I'm gonna put that in the hole. You know what I mean? Right. So we ended up playing Texas A&M, man. I scored like 18 points. You know, it was right after that. After that, once I did that, I never came off the bench again for the next 2.5 years. So the average went up to about 12 points a game. Then the next year went up to about 14 points a game, all conference, whatever the case may be. But the crazy thing is, going into my senior year, we ended up getting like 16 Africans. We ended up getting like, God. My coach sat me down, and I had this option. It wasn't even like I had to do this option. You got a chance to be special, but it's okay to do things. You got to go for your shooting 13 shots, 14 shots a game, shooting 9, 10, 11 shots. I didn't have to do it. Like, you know, if you do this, you got a chance to win. I didn't even think about it. Yes, sir. I ain't got to think about it. I want to win. I don't care about. Man, I'm good. I just want to win. I want to have something I can remember forever.
Right.
Something I can wear forever. You know what I'm saying? That moment of cutting down the net, 2017. Never forget that. I can talk about, okay, well, if I didn't, I averaged 17 points a game, the next year, another stat.
Yeah.
These other things that happen,
Right.
then I can't forget these things. And the time that I knew we was going to win conference that year. So each year, Southland beat small mid-major D1. So every year we play about 6 big schools, and they pay us like $95K to $100K to come play.
Damn.
So each time you go, you get $100K. Whatever it takes. So imagine
They're paying the school.
They
Yeah, the players.
I want to talk about that too, but I want to talk about like something else. So go ahead.
But nah, they pay you coming down. So we go in Washington and play Washington State. We beat the 2 by 20. So they paid us $100K to come lose.
Hey.
To come lose.
Good shit.
And then I had like 18 that game. I went off. And then we had another down here time he was the player of the year in our conference. Cold killer. It's like 6'4", but Charles Barkley. He was inside 6'4", rebounding ball, scoring at every level. He went off that game too. Yeah. Then the next year, then the next week we're going to play at home against Tulane. It's just like Ashley Peabody.
Yeah.
Battle for the city.
Yeah.
Beat them by 20. I'm like, I think it's it. And then that same year, Stephen F. Austin, who went to the tournament like the last 3 years, they was like 62-0 in conference. Like they did like 52 straight conference games, conference 3 years in a row. We beat them by 20. Yeah. We just got that on our shoulders. We got there, man. We was the target. Like we won all the conference games. We got to the tournament. And, like we was the one thing. So this is another one. So just the memorable moment of being with my teammates and just the grind. Practice 6 a.m. in the morning. So you getting up. And I ain't gonna sit here and say I was the first one in the gym. I worked my nuts off. One of the first ones in the gym, but I wasn't the first one to the gym. So I'll probably get there about 5:50. Right. But I ain't going to no training room. I don't care about. I don't care about no getting rowdy. I ain't never went there and got taped out. I'm just there first. So everybody get a rap or whatever. You get a rap, you gotta take a hot bath, you gotta do whatever you gotta do. I can have 5:50, I'm gonna hit them stairs in about 5-6 minutes, get loose, and the first thing we do is I started off every day. So boom. Man, the grind, just 5 a.m., get up 6 a.m. to 8:30 practice, shower, go eat breakfast, class. Get out of class, study hall. Back to skills, film. So like I'm starting at 5 a.m. I'm not done. I'm not even dinner until 6:30, 7 o'clock. Yeah. Everyday thing. On top of it, you got other things. You got a girlfriend. I got to have take some time with. I got all these things. I'm like, how do I balance this? Like, how do I do this? I found a way. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna take into consideration like some of these kids want to go play college ball. Come on, bro. Like, do you understand? Do you even have any type of understanding of what you got, what you're gonna have to do? Yeah. Like, and that's why a lot of people don't make it, because it takes special dedication to want to just put up with all these things. Things might not be going your way. Like for instance, going to my freshman year, beginning of my freshman year, it wasn't going my way, so I was waking up punished every day. Yeah. On top of doing all those things that I just named. Discipline, man. You just don't understand, like, what I just don't feel like nothing going my way. On top of I got to do all this, so what am I gonna do? Leave? And if you come back to what I was raised with, my girlfriend taught me what coach told me that word, that discipline, whatever. If I can make it, if you can make it through 4 years with Coach Ellington, you can make it anywhere. Army, Navy, anywhere. Anywhere. So that definitely helps, man. I think that helps. If you play for him, you can make it anywhere.
Well, I was going to ask you, like, so since, let's say you've been a coach now for a while. So, have you seen, or do you have I wouldn't say like to play a name, but Do you see the discipline the kids you teach now, you coach now, in comparison to what you experienced in your collegiate career? Like, do you see somebody add that? They make it to the next level?
When you talk about this, I want to be honest and I want to be frank about something.
Yeah.
We still don't make it to that age.
I believe.
It's a whole different generation. I mean, now you do have your select few.
Yeah.
A few.
Yeah.
But man, it's different. Man, you got to talk to them a different way. I got to talk to you a certain way. You can't even talk to them that way. And these days, you get in trouble. Something gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be conscious of what you say. You know, like it's so many options. Like it's like, okay, if it's not going away, I can just quit. Quit. So no quitting. What no quitting unless it was like absolute absurd. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But you just quitting because something going away. You just quitting because you
You
yelled at me.
Yeah.
Not like quitting because okay, like maybe I get that part, but like you quitting because I yelled in your face. You quitting because I said you got to do this run. You just don't want to run. Like, it's just awful, man. Yeah, it's very entitled. And I don't know if this generation in general, like it's no more really. Oh, you did something wrong, you go get a spanking. Like, you did something wrong, don't do it again. I do it again, oh, don't do it again. Like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something that's different. But when you talk about, when you do have your guys that do work hard. I do give credit. Like in these days, guys were more skilled, more athletic than per se in the past. More of them. Now I'm not saying that it's like better athletes, but more of them.
Right.
So that's definitely different in this time and age. And discipline part you talk about. We do have a couple guys actually running that can deal with something. Actually, I want to add all of them. I showed them to state. They got people you want, got a bunch of you on office. And last time I checked, Houston, LSU, North Texas, UL, UFM, you know, the other guys talking to him. He's on the EYBL circuit, so he's doing the same right now.
I didn't know that.
He's gotten better every single year. Every year. Like, I've been watching from afar. That kid's gotten better every single year.
Right, yeah. I think he started playing ball until he got in like 8th grade or 9th grade. He started playing late. Then he already had the hype of it. That work he put in to get to where he is now. So he was playing. He had a tournament a couple months ago. He was playing against number one player in the country, Tyron Coates. Yeah, playing against him, guarding him. So just seeing that's crazy. So speaking of coaching, like what made you want to come back and get into coaching?
Crazy, man. I graduated college. So it's crazy. I graduated college. I stayed in New Orleans for the summer because my girlfriend was actually on the basketball team. So I stayed this summer. But still was working out. Yeah, it was crazy. So I'm still working out with the team, still working on my own. And I ended up, crazy thing is, before training camp, me and like another one of my teammates went to this thing where like practicing with the fellas. So, like AD, at that time, AD, Rondo, like all them guys. So you know what I'm saying? Like either doing the same, sharing the same floor with them guys, doing drills, all those things. And they actually paying you for it. So it ain't like you going up there just to do it.
Right.
They pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So we get up there, once you go in there, you go to work out with them. You know what I'm saying? Just after that, so at that time I'm working out with them. It's like all this, but I'm still waiting. Like, okay, my agent works with them to find out, see where I'm gonna go. Go play there. So he was giving me a deal in Montego, country out there in middle of the mountains.
Right.
So I go out there, cultural shock. I'm not used to being away from Louisiana. I always been in Louisiana. So I go there. We start training camp. I'm there for about 2 months. And then I end up getting like something in my, like I had to have surgery on my mouth because like my tooth, something happened and it got infected. So like my face was like this big, like a golf ball. So I had to come home. I had to leave there, come home and come have surgery because they couldn't get it. Like, something happened on my nose, my nose down.
I fly back home, get that happens. And once that happens, they come to push out on me, take my duty. So I get another chance. I go to another country. Well, actually, another even the same country is another team. So I get out there. I play about 2 months, 2 months or so. Finish that year, whatever. Well, I ain't even finish that year. I ended up coming back home. Ended up coming back home in about February. Play halfway through the year. Ended up coming home. So I was gonna go back again. I was go, work out whatever it takes. Coach D called me. I was like, look, like I need a coach. Coach, I'm still playing right now. Like, I don't got no really no desire to go coach right now. I'll coach eventually, but not now. Um, but then, I thought about it. Like, he's like, I need to figure it out. Of course, I go talk to him. And I thought, I'm gonna have my first kid out. So I've been having my first kid in May. I'm talking about it with him. Do I really want to do it? I love basketball. I've been doing it all my life. But I already know what I'm going to do when I finish it. So I will start early. Get my years right now. I can retire a little bit. Like, what I want to do. I came to school like, I'm going to try it. And I still might, if I don't like it, I can sit out a year before. So try that out. It's doing pretty good. It went all right. Something with like my testing and my scores and such where I couldn't teach the next year. Like, I couldn't do some certification stuff. So I couldn't teach the next year. So, but I already had it in my mind like I'm not going to. I'm just like what I want to do. Right. So I'm not going to go there right now. Just play local, just do whatever. So I just worked at like 13 enterprise and stuff like that for like a year. And then my other buddy had come in. He actually graduated. He was an offensive coordinator at Tioga Indians. Opie Benjamin, who actually took this weekend, he was the coach at Tioga. He went back to Charter, so Tioga didn't have a coach. So the football coach, Jeff Green, I'll do it this year to find another coach.
That's real solid. Just to let y'all know. He's a child alone.
But it's crazy. It's crazy. He called me. I don't know nothing about basketball. I took this job, I'm young, trying to feed my family, so get extra money.
Right.
I don't know. He's like, tell you what, you can do this year, it's your job. Cool. I'll try it out. Because the crazy thing is, I was about to go. The crazy thing is, the year that I took off, I was hoping to add. I got to ring everything.
Yeah.
I'm part of the staff, so that's another unforgettable moment as well. They really want to stay in the team.
That's what that was gonna be my next question, but I was going to teach you.
So that's crazy. I wanted to stay, but I couldn't pass the opportunity. I wasn't the best coach. Like, I had 1 year experience, really. So I was like, man, I'm going to this team blindsided. I got to figure it out. So basically, I'm the assistant coach, but I'm the head coach at the same time. Because I'm calling all the plays. I'm holding back. So I think that helped me, be a much better coach, throughout the years. And it made me better so much faster just because I was thrown in the water. I got that chance, and yeah, she had a pretty good year. Made it to the first round of the playoffs, and then the rest was history. They trusted me, they believed in me, I feel like home, man. I just can't see myself, just coaching nowhere else right now. I always at home, they treat me right.
That's what matters.
Administration treat me well, man. Anything I ever need, they get it for me. They never do it for me. I don't think they told me no. So, what more could you ask for?
If you win and do what you're supposed to do, oh no, what do you mean?
Well, the crazy thing is, the win is just hard. I ain't gonna tell you. It wasn't no winning at first. Like that first year, like you're struggling. Like I had a couple kids, bad attitudes, whatever the case may be. And it kind of was like, man, you gotta get these kids up here. You gotta make them up. So, the senior class that I just had this year was the first class that came in my first year. After my first year, as the head coach.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of got to see, the coach said, yeah. And they were like the greatest league that I had so far. As a coach. they kind of set the standard. You know, it's like it's a whole turn. Like it was like born in 12 and 17. Yeah, the next year we go 20 and 15, first one sales. And like this past year we go 22 and 10.
Yeah.
The second round. You know what I'm saying? Been a top 10 team in the highest division all year. You know what I'm saying?
Got a little progress, baby.
So it's a little progress, and I mean that's what it's about. Like you get better, but now it's expectation now. So like it's like, all right, you did that now. You got to hold that. You ain't no more of this. You take this. So,
Right.
And I'm all for it. Man. Like I said, pressure. It's been pressure all my life. This, that.
You know, you're a man to me that doesn't seem like you want to work from a
I
challenge.
ain't
So.
looking for nothing. That's a bump in the road.
Let's get it. It's all competition. Yeah, that's the best way to look at it. So you were talking about the 2020 year, and whenever you were saying you 5 years in coaching, that's the first thing I thought about was like, and like your first time coaching was COVID era, the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
So talk about that, like how you went from, because I guess that would be like fall of 19 going into.
Well, the fall of 18, 19, I was with Tinsley for that 1 year.
Okay.
We went for 1 year, and then then we had integrated last year. So that year 18, 19, I was at school. And next year I did two different scholarships, like two stuff like that. Volunteer for this year. I got this school, so I didn't get the full experience. Like I did last year. Then that next year, like I was back, like at the school, so like I had to out 1 year finish, figure it out. But man, that year was special just because of the fact that, like I got to see both sides. Like I was still Tinsley that year with a team for the juniors. And then so next year as a senior, it was a whole different coach. It's crazy. I'm like, expectation like first year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was an expectation. Doing a state championship the first year. Like, the crazy thing is, like, the relationship between me and Gresham is telling me we talk every day. Every single day. Like, we talk every single day. So, like, that's been my mentor, but, like, I got any questions about anything. You know what I'm calling.
Right. So in between the three coaches, right, Lance, Coach Burt, and Coach T, like I feel like you get a lot of games from them three. So like, could you just describe like the three different styles that they have? Because Coach Burt, we know Coach Burt gonna talk that shit. Like, come on, man, like you ain't, you see me over here, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah, he's gonna cuss you out.
yeah, Coach Burt gonna cuss you out. Coach Tinsley, he's gonna be hard, but
he ain't gonna cut.
But he's not gonna cuss you out. And Lance, we just know Lance from afar, so we don't really know Lance like that. But obviously he's the winner. Coach T is the winner, ain't shit. All three of the coaches, they won.
Just won.
All three of them have championships.
Yeah, all of them.
So just kind of like describe the three different coaches.
So first person, because that's the first time I met. But it's crazy because like he's hard on you, but like he like that father figure at the same time. Like he's like. I really understand where he's coming from. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like the crazy, like he's doing stuff with us. Like, bro, like, what you doing? 50 years old, 50 years old. Y'all here running with us. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like it showed me like, man, like I see the things he's doing at this age. Like, you gotta be doing this with us
At all.
But he's doing it with us because you want to push us, you want us to be better. You know, and then even off that, on the other side, non-basketball, I can always go talk to him, we can have a conversation. I can tell him a problem I got going on, and he can be like, but he can always, you know what I'm saying, he can just fix it, man. He can just tell me what I need to do, all the advice, and that's one thing that, those 4 years on that side, something that I wish I could have had, I'm a black coach too, so, that was kind of, more like, so.
Then Coach T.
Coach T, man, he's hard on you. He's hard on you. It is crazy, because y'all think he's hard on everybody else. Imagine me. Like, I'm the leader, from a freshman. Doc was our leader, but you know what I'm saying, like, at point guard, you automatically. So
Yeah, so you just make it.
so people getting thinking they getting the hammer, but
Yeah.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it out in practice, outside of practice,
Right.
all that. So people don't understand that part. They don't understand like, hey, like gotta be a tough dude to deal with Coach P. But it helped me. It helped me get through all the things that I've been through as a high school, as a college basketball player, college student athlete, as a man. Like, it's tough. Like me dealing with him was the hardest thing I ever had to deal with. College coach when it was high school, way easier.
Right.
Being a principal, working for a principal, or working for a boss.
Yeah.
Coach T and I already been toughened me up.
Right.
My skin already tough. So everything somebody ever do at me wasn't nothing compared to that. So like that's the crazy and like that's one of the things that I appreciate the most is he didn't have to be tough on me, but he did because he tough on me. Right. Yeah, a lot of people didn't too. You know, it all worked out for the best. So I definitely appreciate that.
And then Lance.
It's crazy that you go from like me playing against him as a player and he was coaching on the class always, you know, so who would ever would have thought that me and him like this relationship here, you know, we probably already out there, like that's my dog, you know. But it just happened, you know, and it's crazy because like Lance a winner, like he just want to win. He don't care about nothing. He don't care if the uniforms, the ass is blue. He don't care about nothing. He just want to win. Right. He just want to win. You know what I'm saying? So you go do whatever it takes to win, and you know, that's the thing I try to take from the most. That's really like, what I gotta do, especially at the beginning. I'm struggling, but you winning those games, I can't control these kids. I don't want to. Like, what should I do? You know, and you know, I always shoot from the advice. I always stay home. And the crazy thing is, he's not the guy that hey, it's gonna be all right. You know, pat you on the butt. You gotta figure it out. You gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You gotta figure this out. And you know, I'm patting you on your ass and telling you good job. I mean, I don't think you ever told me good job. We just we've been 1 year. The crazy thing is, one of the years that we were bad, we ended up being ass. That's the only time we ever say good job. I mean, we had some big wins. Since I've been at Tioga, but like even this year, like once the second round, he was doing a good job. Like he's not never satisfied. So like that's one thing I do like bro, like hold me to that standard. Make sure I'm not satisfied until you see me like want to take championship or something. Then that's probably the next time he comes to congratulations.
Right.
But until then, he gonna keep his foot on my neck. He gonna make me do what I gotta do. He come in, you know, as a coach that other people didn't teach. You know, and if he didn't win an opportunity to come learn and coach by him.
Right.
So, you know, we always talk. You know, we always talk.
You got a couple more before we wrap it up.
You got a question on?
No, I just want to say, like, literally, I seen Lance play, like, back in the day with him and John and Lim and them. I was like, look, man, that white boy cute. And I've always seen Lance as a competitor. When I heard he was coming to ask the coach, I'm like, oh, shit, he coming what? And then next you know, boom, he went to championship. I'm like, I can't believe this shit. Like, it was crazy work. So, like I said, me seeing him as a player and seeing him as a coach was an amazing full circle moment. So,
Championship DNA.
yeah,
Right. I know. I wanted to ask you because I saw y'all at Tioga. Y'all retired F's jersey in basketball. So I just want to know, like, how does that process go? Because in my mind, I went to ask, and I know we done had some people whose jerseys need that same attention. So how does that process go with a school retiring player's jersey out?
It's more of a it's predicated for the coach, and I guess you can say the coach and the admin like kind of getting together. I say, you know, like people they got a lot of jerseys up there.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to start something different, man. Like I want to recognize guys that you know that put their blood sweat and tears into the program, you know, like that. Like you can't talk them out. Like with LSU, play in G League, play overseas. So like this guy deserves some recognition because he is part of this school. Like he
built this basketball program. He put this basketball program on the map. So why would not acknowledge him? I return his jersey. He's the best college basketball player in college history. So then if you go take some slander too, because everybody feel like, oh yeah, I should be up there. So you have to deal with that part too. And people calling like, like, well, this guy should be up there. And I'm look at L. What I'm saying? What you do? Did he do what he did? So it's just all those things go along with it. When you think about that, and like I said, like he definitely deserved to be up there. And everybody was okay with it. The crazy most of the teachers that's there now called him. So like nobody had nothing bad to say. Like he's just a quiet guy. Don't say much. Just goofy ball and he do what he got to do. I was fortunate enough to be 1 year older than him, so around him I got to see, I got to play against him 3 years. I got to see how he was living. I got to be a friend with him. So if anybody can say anything about it, I was there. I know it ain't like I'm the kind of guy that played in the 90s that I have no idea about. I know this dude. So he definitely deserves it. He's a good character guy. There's never got him to spoke, never do anything else. It's the hoop. So, it's the decision opportunity that I gotta do it. So.
You had a recruiting question. No, I was just saying, you had a recruiting question for like about the kids in N.I.L.
Oh, so speaking of N.I.L. stuff, you see, like that's real relevant now. I feel like you for sure, if we had that in high school, I know you for sure would have some deals around here making you some money. So how do you think the N.I.L. thing is working out right now? What do you see it going forward as far as like kids going up from high school to college, and then if they fortunately getting from college to the NBA, you think they'll go or someone stay? Like, what's your thought process on that?
Crazy. Think about this. I'm in college. You know what I'm saying? These kids making it even at the level I'm Southland Conference. He's making, what I'm saying, get a little 15, 20,000 a year. We get a refund check and they get a little stipend, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, it changed the game. If you think about it, like, imagine like going from not getting nothing, bottom of the class to getting paid just to come home. You know what I'm saying? And then you think about the high level, like you think about a guy like Tashawn Dunn, like he's talking about, like, what he do, Mike? You get 100K a year. Yeah. So he gonna go to college, get 100K a year, and he making more than me. I've been working on the last 7, 8 years. You know what I'm saying? He's going to play basketball. Like, ain't no tax he's taking out. Ain't no, he already living free. So he ain't paying no rent. He ain't paying no light bill. He ain't paying no bills. I'm making money on football.
Crazy.
So, man, it changed the game. Football, basketball, all aspects. It definitely changed the game. But now I do agree with this stuff. Harder now. With that and the transfer portal, it's harder now. So, like, there ain't no typical, you just want to be one. Oh, yeah, you got to be good.
I had a dog.
So it's harder now. Not just like the reward is higher, and deeper, but it's way harder to get. But now I definitely changed the game. 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Man.
But now it's crazy, bro. Like, so if you people invest in your kids, invest in. If you really want your kids to succeed, if you really want your kids to go to the next level, invest time. Don't sit up here and say, as a high school coach, I got to deal with this. Well, watch my kid not this and that. We invest in that kid. Does he train? Does he do workouts? Does he do all these things instead of just depending on me as if I'm a high school coach? I can't, you know what I'm saying, have your kid go from here to here if you're not helping him. You just coming at me like, okay, like, why my kid not this? If you invest your time. You invest the money. You invest those things. I can do it. I can do some things, but I can't only do so much.
Right.
Only so much Coach G can do for me as a high school basketball player. Some stuff some people have invested in me. My parents have invested in me. These coaches have invested in me. So before you even think about high school coach or this or that, invest in the kids. And even if it's a nephew, cousin, brother, anything, that put the time in, put a little money in,
they're like just non-existent now. I mean, because I know about like AAU and like you said, obviously YBL and things like that. And those are like traveling things that you got to do as far as, like you said, being like a part of it or being like invested into. Like, what about those kids that come from a family that can't? Like, he's super talented, works really hard. Like, is that just not a thing anymore?
Uh, I say it is for sure, but like I said, it's way harder. Because now like social media, that's another thing we talk about N.I.L. Social media, like crazy. Like, imagine we had social media like this in 2010. So like social media was popular in 2010. Like, imagine like how many people, you know what I'm saying? Everything that happened, every game you can go watch on YouTube or you can go watch or they stream it. We barely, I got my high school game from when like 12 on VHS. I know I do. I got DVDs the older years, but the before that, VHS like 2010. But like I got like DVDs or something like that. Like there wasn't no posting on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram.
Not linked to stuff.
You gotta get out the mud. Like if a coach go watch you, you go pull up and watch you play, or you go send a DVD off. Right. But there wasn't no software so you can send film and do all that. No.
Well, my last question. Best point guard in AS history. Yo.
My opinion. Does this include me or not me?
I mean, from what I've seen personally, it's only 3 people in the conversation.
It's definitely only 3. Well, no. It ain't 3 people. I mean, if we talking about who your 3?
Titus, Tay, Dante.
Forgot about the only point guard that won the state championship. They actually played with me this weekend. That was our best player this weekend.
JD was on that team?
Latrell Hollis, number 4.
He was the point guard?
He was the point guard on the 2020 state championship team.
I didn't know he was the point guard. I remember they had a old boy, what's his name? Was DeAndre? I think he was the McQueen,
definitely.
Desmond McQueen, yeah, they had
he was the 2 guard.
But Latrell was the point guard.
Latrell was the best player on the team.
Hey, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Just seeing him off of this weekend, I can put him in the mix because he did some things that I didn't know he could do. Right. I remember his name, but when I saw the thing, I was like, oh. I was like, okay, that kid. I was like, I remember his name, but I don't remember seeing him there much. I was in VR or whatever. But yeah, okay.
Nah, he was the point guard on the state championship, most valuable player of the game. Okay. First team all state guy. So like he was. I mean, people don't really know that. Like especially back, the older guys. Like they know me. They know Dante. They don't know Latrell Hollis. He got to be up there because he did something that none of us did. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the state championships. So when we talk about point guards, of course, them 3, that goes without saying. Like I remember when we started this alumni tournament thing. First thing I did. Guess who I called? Dante King. What? Titus, I DM'd him. I messaged him first, and I called Dante. I was like, ain't no actual alumni team. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not. And I don't talk to Titus much anymore, but I'm also real good. Whatever the case may be. Over, like some crazy stuff, like just people saying stuff, and it kind of, I didn't take it personal, but you know what I'm saying, like it is what it is at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We go on, like you go be mad about it, or I'm not on it.
Listen, bro, it all gets sorted out one way or another. And a lot of times, the things I've learned as I've gotten older is like, sometimes it's best if it just not be sorted out. Like, that person can live on their planet. I can continue to live on my planet. We still be alright. Right. We don't. Right. And I'll be cool with either side. You know what I'm saying? But piggybacking off of Kevin's question, I was just gonna say if you had to put together Alexandria starting 5, you know what I'm saying? Just like who would be your starting 5, including yourself?
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah, everybody that you played against.
Everybody
you played against.
Wow. Then I played just me and high school.
Yeah.
Well, I played against what, here or just period? More here? Or?
Yeah, more here. Just like your Alexandria starting 5. To go hoop against any other city.
I know who your 5 is going to be.
I can't be in it.
Okay.
Point guard. That'll be cool. Mr. Basketball,
Yeah.
2-time state champion. You know, I gotta be fun. At the school, I'm 6'3" right now. 6'3" right now. At the 4 and a 5. Man, it's I think Sean don't count because it's again. Oh, you know I'm gonna go Sean in there. That's automatic.
I never put Sean in there. I know you. I mean, like you hooped
I know. Hooped against them.
I'm gonna be Sean in there. Sean. That ain't gonna be right.
Sean's a freak athlete.
That's just, you know what I'm saying. That's my guy. I'm gonna go 4 and 5. Give me T-Roy.
I knew he
Give me
was.
T-Roy.
I knew T-Roy.
I got Pump at the 1. I got T-Roy at the 4. I got F at the 5. Um, 3. Oh, God, I played him. Yeah. I even.
Tough.
I mean, people, you know, people like all the boots.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Man, 23. I'm trying
That's
to
the
get
thing.
all
So
the
why you think these things like? I feel like people does have the hoop.
Oh. I didn't even put that goat. I'm tripping. I am Markel.
That gotta be a
I'm
cool.
tripping.
It's only 1 year. Like it's only 1 year. I'm forgetting to go to Alexandria in the whole conversation. Yeah, I guess we already talked about it, so I didn't even think about it.
That's a 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4.
That's the best play on the team. Like everybody gets the guy. Look, it's y'all and it's him. You know what I'm saying? So,
Give him the ball, get out the way.
Right.
that's crazy. I got Pump, I got Markel, I got F, I got T-Roy.
And that's the thing, like Alexandria, well, Ash got the athletes, like just athletes. People that be having hoop. Like, yeah, I feel like it's more dual sport athletes than Ash than people that could ever put out.
Yeah.
I'm late to take.
You don't know Clark?
Gotta be out of Terrence Cobb, T. Cobb, Josh Andre. Yeah.
Kevin just thought another
Light bulb go off.
Who you had? Who you
I mean, you got one, you got Head. I was thinking that, so I was like,
Nah, Josh, yeah.
I was like, if you want to go with 2 guards, because Josh technically, I mean, him and Pump was kind of 1 and 2. So.
Yeah. But Josh T. Cobb, when we think about it, I'm thinking about it. I think I'm more careful at about 16. Let me play it. Yeah. It got to be T. Cobb, Josh, or
stretch.
man.
They gonna call you or something after this?
They might call me.
What you talking about, dog?
I got 4 people. I got T. Cobb, Josh, Rodney Williams, Tioga,
Oh my God.
and
Rodney and Doc.
and Sean and Duty.
Yeah.
So, somebody gonna be mad at you.
Look, he was on the spot, man. So he was on the spot. So it ain't their fault.
Hey, man, they is, one of them is somebody, they in somebody else's five. All of them is somebody else's five.
That's a fact. And just one last question that I think I have just before we officially wrap it up is like how just the game has evolved. You know what I'm saying? We've seen we've seen so many different offenses, whether it's the triangle or the Spurs fundamental or the Steve Kerr, like basically the Princeton offense. You know what I'm saying? Now everything is pretty much high ticket pick and rolls and everything, and then a lot of things like the one-on-one positionless basketball. Are you a fan of positionless basketball, or are you more of a fan of like the structured?
Well, I say I'm more of a fan of positionless basketball because, I mean, in Louisiana, you think like it's not really no traditional bigs. Like my bigs this year coming up, like 6'4", 6'4". You know what I'm saying? So I ain't,
what we gonna do with that? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you explained, like there's a lot of our offensive, a lot of not base personnel, but so like the last couple of years, like I got this guy that shoot the ball probably if not better than me. You know, started as a freshman, like he's shorter though, he's like 5'4", 5'5", shoot the skin off of him. Every like 12 his freshman year.
He was the little guy that was sitting right
Yep.
behind the table.
Yep. He boosted up to like 16 last year, so like gonna be a junior. But like he kind of fell around.
Junior?
Yeah.
He been so long, I thought he was senior.
He got to treat it like Steph Curry, man. He just run off a lot of stuff. He come off a lot of handoffs, come off like a lot of double screens. He's got a lot of pick and rolls, do a lot of handoffs. He's trying to score. He's trying to get up as quick as he can. And we go guard. Man, 94 feet.
Yeah.
We go be tough. I don't care.
That's a lot.
My philosophy is really, I don't care if you foul out. I don't care if you go out there and get 3 fouls in the first quarter. You never get out there. You might get beat. You might be somebody better than us. You better not get out there.
I mean, that's hard. That takes heart. I mean, you gotta understand it. Like to be out tough, I mean, you gotta have what it took to really compete. And my old coaches would say, "Hey man, I don't give a damn what you do. You do it 100 miles or nothing. You just pit back. You go, I rather you fuck up that bad
Yeah.
than to be up there a lot of game and they know that playbook like pants your ass. And they know I gotta look at you in your face like, you know what's gonna happen when practice comes. You know you're gonna see.
Make my jersey look better.
Yeah, man. Your jersey real clean right now. I need it dirty.
and I think that's what works at Peabody advantage. Whatever. You know, it's in the trenches, man. Like, most of them dudes ain't really, you know, they got a point to prove. They know what they have what everybody else has with. You know, I was an ass kid with the ass kid. Obviously, they came from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, you know. So I think that's a edge too. Like they hungrier, they wanted more, they tougher. You know what I'm saying? They raise hard. You know what I'm saying? All them things come, and people don't think about that, but you know, like all them things make you strong. And I'm not from the hood. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I'm from the hood. I'm from the hood. Like, I ain't never walked for them. I ain't never struggled for them. So I can only imagine like how they feel. I gotta be. You know what I'm saying? So people don't put that in perspective a lot.
Well, so in closing, we're looking at a Cenla Alumni Part 2 next year.
100%. Like I'm just trying to figure out is what weekend. Cause like people talking about okay, like this weekend was cool, and then people talking about like the 4th. I'm like, I don't know.
Ain't no way.
You know what I'm saying? So it'll be that second, the 4th is on the Saturday this year coming up. So it'll be that weekend of the 11th, the 3rd weekend. Probably keep it the 3rd weekend of July.
It was a good weekend to me. Yeah, because this literally in the middle of the dead zone. WNBA All-Star just happened, MLB All-Star happened, training camp for football is coming up. Like, this is a perfect time for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is I think just put the player in the air just a little bit earlier. I think everybody else will be.
We got a girl too next year. I think I'm gonna make that happen. Yeah, we gonna have a girl team. You know, you get Pineville, Ash Peabody. I know I can get Pineville, Ash Peabody girls. A lot of them, even when I bought it after the last year, kind of churched in. And then make it Marksville. I know Marksville girls are putting in. I mean, Natchitoches, you know, like this.
What happened with Rapides? Did Rapides ever want to tap in?
They wanted to tap in for a second, but I don't think they had enough guys at that time. Like, kind of really know yet. So you know, guys got to work, you know. But now, like they know, like in May, April, like hey, it's coming up the 3rd weekend of June or July. So now I got to be ready for it, you know. So I think it'll be more teams. Like it'll go from probably 9 or 14 weeks. There'll be more things in the girls team. I'm gonna try to do 4 at least. You know, just let them do, you know, the full play games and then bracket play the next day. So it'll be a lot longer. Like it won't be like we starting at 1. Like 10 o'clock. Right. You know, but I mean, I think it's worth it. Everybody's going to go. It's crazy. And like I said, I'm gonna give Alexandria enough props and enough credit for how they showed up this weekend. Even that night, like had an after party, and you know, there wasn't too much going on. Like people still respectfully acted accordingly for the most part. But just not much violence. It didn't.
Nothing happened. I mean,
I think something happened like Friday.
but like nothing happened that Saturday or Sunday. Well, it's killing me.
Yeah,
They showed out, but they showed out this weekend. Everything just showed out. I'm proud of everybody from where I'm from. You know, like I'm just proud of everybody. I appreciate y'all. You definitely gonna get it rolling every year.
next year, you know what I'm saying, there's definitely some things we can work on. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
We definitely be better next year.
For sure.
We already kind of worked out, we kinked that already, you know what I'm saying? Because that was our first line of business, you know what I'm saying? But we'll definitely be able to be better next year too. So we're looking forward to it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm excited for it. Whatever else, you know what I'm saying? I'll let us, you know what I'm saying? We'll definitely be able to help out. And if you got two people, you know what I'm saying, that you can recommend to the show, don't be afraid to, slide that bug in their ear, you know what I'm saying? So tell them to holler at us too, most definitely, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, fellas, y'all got anything else for the wrap up?
Man, I appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for talking through.
Appreciate y'all for having me, man. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, man, you never know. If this event wouldn't happen, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, just coming out and just, hey, like, I'm gonna stick with this plan. I'm gonna do it, man. Y'all understand how much it took to get this started?
Yeah, I can definitely, man.
People don't understand that, so like I roll with it, and I think it worked out for the best. I had thoughts of not doing it. First it was supposed to be Menard, because I couldn't do it at Tioga, which I'm next year. I want to try to switch it up like every year, like Tioga next year, or Peabody next year, Peabody or Tioga next year. I wanted to be an Ash all the time. But we was getting our gym lobby a whack, so I couldn't use our gym. That was cool. But I was going to use Menard. It was something with Menard. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a Palmville. The Palmville kind of taking too long. It was kind of getting a little too late. And, of course, I called him. So we ended up using Ash, and everything worked out.
They're planning the show.
Like I said, we'll be way ahead of the curve on this year. Like, we started 3 months ahead. And I think more people will come out. It'll be highly anticipated, especially after this year. And like I said, one more thing on that before we begin. Everybody was talking about Peabody versus Peabody in the championship. Imagine that. We was in there, so I don't know, give us a little bit of thing. Bad now. I know Peabody runs a lot basketball wise, do it like that. Palmville was actually pretty good this weekend too.
Yeah, that was my sleeper. That was my little sleeper.
Had all the young guys, they had everybody under 20.
Yeah.
Running around.
And at the same time, the Ash team that was in the final, that wasn't even the team that
Yes,
played.
we had 2 starters was missing.
Yeah.
So 2 of our starters wasn't there. Yeah, they wasn't there the second day, so we didn't even put that in perspective. One of them was our big man. And then Tate Cannon was he hurt his knee. Man, nobody even thought about that. And we didn't make no excuses. Like we didn't say, hey, we got 2 starters out. That's why we know.
Right.
If y'all wouldn't have said nothing, I wouldn't even thought about saying that. So we just play whatever we got.
That's
make it do what it do.
And we roll with who we got. But seeing you and Tate, both Tays and Ashbury at the same time, that was special.
That was definitely one of the most memorable things. Because man, I people don't see it, but like I just take so much credit even when he's not around. People talk about, and people don't see the mention because he's quiet. He wasn't really like, he was explosive in basketball, but he wasn't. He don't talk like he don't his game ain't like I do this, I dunk it, like it's like he dunking like it's so smooth. Not bad. So people don't give him enough credit, but I definitely give him the flowers, man. Like I said, he's one of the first people I called. First person I actually called. Then crazy deal, I didn't know he was gonna do it because he don't ever come home. So just for him to say, man, like I could do it, like that. But when he first came in the gym, I gave him a big hug. Like, what are you doing? Like I ain't seen you in forever, bro. Like you here? I can't believe it. So that was definitely one of the most memorable things. And hopefully I can get him back next year. And give him a heads up so he can start getting ready.
I still see Tail on the surface. The games kicked off. That was Saturday, Thursday. I believe he was at the gym in Texas. So he probably went a little too crazy. Prepared early.
Sunday.
So, but
yeah, most definitely. So we appreciate you coming through. We appreciate you spending some time with us. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. Until next time, right? You know what I'm saying?
Next time.
This time next year, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So, Tay, we appreciate you, dog. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my dog, Coach Tay. Tay at Tioga High School. Ash's all-time leading scorer. Southland Conference champ. You know what I'm saying? He has hardware he can wear around this place. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, take it off.
Appreciate it.
No doubt, bro. Appreciate you. So you cut the camera with him? Yeah, bro. Normally we would be doing a whole lot of like shit talking because Kevin's been seeing some bullshit in our group.
Well, I did.
We might have to throw